I think the only reason why most people are not living their dream life, they're not living the life that they want to live, is because they are lacking one of three things. They either don't know what they want, they don't have urgency, or they don't know what to do in order to make it happen. So that's why I'm making this video, because if you don't know me, my name's Temi Lowry, and I'm making this video around changing your life because that's exactly what I did for myself. 5 years ago, I can very confidently say that I didn't like my life whatsoever. I really hated everything a little bit, everything about it, and I'm gonna go into that. And then fast forward to today, like I've got so much gratitude because I've lived in my brand new apartment now for the last 4 weeks, and I've realized that I'm literally living my dream life. Am I making billions of pounds? No, I'm not some crazy rich guy in Dubai with a Lambo. But I'm also not the broke hippie guy on the beach of Thailand that doesn't care about anything materialistic or anything financial success-wise and just wants to drink coconuts all day. I've got like a bit of a middle ground because I'm the type of person where I want to make money, I want to be the best dressed, I want to be the best looking, I want to have the best girlfriend and the best friends and live in the nicest apartment. But I also want to make sure that all the other areas of my life are good as well. Like I'm happy with my life. I like my lifestyle. I'm not a slave to my work every single day. And that's exactly what I've been able to do. 5 years ago, this is what my life looks like. This is not a very hyper overstimulating video. This is just me kind of giving you a lesson from one man to another on how do you actually change your life in your 20s, because this is exactly what I did myself. 5 years ago, I was working at Amazon warehouse. So career, didn't like it. Didn't like my career. My friends group were raging degenerates. So they were either doing drugs, bagging pints every single weekend, going to parties, doing lines, or they were just kind of gorms that would just not go outside and just play video games all day. So my friends, were my friends good? No. Were these the dream friends that I wanted in my life? No, absolutely not. Relationship. Never even had a girlfriend 5 years ago. And I'm 24 years old. Like 5 years ago, I was 19. Like, I don't know if this is the case all over the world, but I definitely felt like it was a bit weird never to have a girlfriend at 19 years old. Like in my environment, that was a bit weird, especially when like my friends around me were banging this girl, that girl, new girl there, new girl there. I was almost a bit weird because like I wasn't really chatting to girls like that. So never had a girlfriend. I definitely didn't have a high quality woman in my life, so I didn't have that one ticked off. Lifestyle. Drinking plus video games. If anyone has been in the drinking matrix or the video game matrix, you know that after you've just grinded a sweaty 12-hour session playing GTA all day long, and you go into bed at 4 o'clock in the morning, you know you've got work tomorrow and it's just going to be fucked. You go to bed feeling a little bit guilty. You're like, probably shouldn't have done that. Probably went to bed a little bit earlier. Probably should have done something a little bit more productive in my life. Because as much as you are a bit dumb at 19 years old, I was definitely a bit dumb. We're definitely smart enough to realize that we were meant to live more than a life of sat there on my bed, mouth breathing and playing GTA 5. Like, we're all self-aware enough to know that we probably shouldn't be doing drugs, we shouldn't be playing video games for 12 hours a day, we shouldn't be drinking 3 times a week and doing nothing with our life. So lifestyle, also horror. So I had a shit career that I didn't like. I was surrounded by degenerate friends that I did like, but they weren't great people to be around. I didn't have a good relationship in my life, and I didn't have a good lifestyle. And health was at all-time low because I was just sat there gaming away, banging drinks. If I kept this up for another 20 years of my life, I mean, I'd be in a very bad position. I'd be in a very bad place. I'd be in a very, very, very bad place. And today, how that's changed in just 5 years, because again, I'm a young guy, I'm 24 years old, and now, instead of working at the Amazon warehouse, I have 3 businesses. I've got 3 businesses. I did 42 $7,000 last month from my 3 businesses, all in the high ticket sales industry. I've got my dream career. I'm a business owner. I always wanted to do something in my life that would give me fulfillment. I always wanted to make a shit ton of money. Now, like I said, I'm not a crazy rich guy driving around here in Lambos in Dubai, but 42K a month at 24 years old is a shit ton of money if we're calling a spade a spade. We're not going to pretend like that's not a lot of money, because that is a lot of money for a 24-year-old to be making. So I've got 3 businesses. My lifestyle's great. Instead of hanging around degenerates, I've got supportive friends. With the same goals as me. This is massive. Because the people that you hang around with, let's not pretend like that doesn't impact us in a massive way, you know? During 1 year when I was decided, I'm going to change my life, I had no friends. I got rid of all of these people. And as much as that was a massive year for me in terms of progress, it's not the way to live. Like, as people, we're social people. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's been studies done to say that having close friends in your life and avoiding loneliness is the #1 way to live a longer life. I'm pretty sure, I mean, you can fact check me on this, like look it up on ChatGPT or something, but I'm pretty sure like the #1 thing that will knock years off your life is loneliness. Loneliness. So obviously having no friends is not good, but having degenerate friends isn't good either. Because these are the people that are just going to keep drawing you back into sin, a low frequency life where you don't actually feel fulfilled and you're not actually becoming the best version of yourself. So I've got supportive friends now. I've got a great feminine woman. I became the type of man that could attract a great feminine woman. I became the type of man that can actually lead a good relationship. I've got a great girlfriend who pushes me to do better in my business, do better in life, become the best version of myself possible. She cooks my meals for me. She makes sure the household is tidy. And she just removes all of the stress around these small things when I would much rather focus on things like my business. So I've got a great feminine woman that I've been able to attract into my life. And then when we're talking about lifestyle, I'm not going to write down all of the specifics, but I'll run you through it. I mean, I literally live on the 41st floor of my favorite city in the entire world. I can live wherever the fuck I want to live. If I want to go move to Dubai, I can move to Dubai. I lived in Thailand for a little bit. I lived here. I lived there. I can move. I can go wherever I want. I can go where I want, when I want. I can do what I want, and I can even bring with me who I want. I can pay for one of my boys to come with me. I was in Thailand. I paid my best friend to come with me. I literally paid for everything. I just paid for him to come with me. My best friend came with me to Thailand. I'm able to go to Thailand for a month. I'm able to live in literally my dream apartment in my favorite city in the world. I've got a good car. It's not a Lambo, but it's a decent car. I can do what I want. I'm playing paddle. I'm going for drinks with the boys, smoking some cigars here and there. But most importantly, lifestyle. I've built the life that I want to live, because what do I do most of the day? Is I'm working. We spend most of our lives working. Some people don't want to work. I love working. Because I've got my dream job, I also live my dream lifestyle. So win-win. And then health-wise, I'm literally in the best shape of my life. And a big reason is I'm able to afford good foods. For example, it cost me £41 just for my milk order for the week. I mean, I spend £200 on milk. I wouldn't be able to spend £200 on raw, organic milk if I was broke. So I'm in the best shape of my life because I've got access to the best food. I've got an amazing gym downstairs in my building. So I just wake up every morning at 7:30 and just go to the gym straight away. I'm in the best shape of my life. Got great food, great gym, and everything is convenient for myself. So I've been able to build my dream life. I'm just going to take a milk break here. Storm's going on in Manchester right now. It's looking pretty crazy out there. So now let's actually get into how to start building this life, because this is what I've been able to do. And if you're watching this video, you might have similar aspirations. I mean, it's not going to look exactly the same as mine does. Me and you are not going to want the exact same things in life. You're probably a little bit different of a person, but the chances are you're a young guy in your 20s, and at the moment you're not 100% satisfied where you are in life. Now, first thing that we need to understand is that our goals does not necessarily equal our dream life. My goals are always expanding. Any successful person, their goals, they hit their goals and then they set themselves new goals. So am I saying that I've completed all of my goals? Absolutely not. I want to be making 100 grand a month. I want to be making 1 mil a year. You know, I've made 1 mil in the last 3 years. I want to be making 1 mil every single year. Have I achieved all my goals? No. But I can wholeheartedly say that the life that I'm living, it's perfection. Like, it is my dream life. I live my dream life. So the first thing that we need to understand is, what is your dream life? So this is where you set yourself goals. This is where you set yourself goals. Humans are aiming creatures. You're not going to fucking stumble into your goals and your dream life by accident. And this is the problem. We have one life, and most people are going around life playing silly fuckers as if they're going to get to go back in time and do this shit all over again. Like, correct all the errors. Well bro, that's not going to fucking happen. Like, genuinely, there's more of a chance of me jumping off the 41st floor of this fucking apartment right now than you being able to go back in time and fix your life. But it's quite likely that if you don't fix it today, then you're going to look back at this in 20 years and be like, I wish I did something. And you're going to have to deal with that burden of regret. Most people don't have urgency. So I'm hoping after this video, after we set these goals out, we can employ some urgency to get there, because we only have this one time. Every day that you spend not getting better, you're choosing to stay the same. So now let's choose to set some goals, and let's actively choose every day to step towards them. So I remember 5 years ago, I did this in my journal, right? I did this in my journal. And the first thing that I needed to understand was, what do I actually want in life? So I knew that I wanted this car, this apartment. I wanted to be able to pay my mum a direct debit every month. And I wanted to be able to travel the UK at least once a month. That was my goals. They were pretty simple. And I wanted to work online. And I came to the conclusion that I needed to make 5K a month in order to live the lifestyle that I wanted. So what you need to do is make a list of all of the things that you want to be able to do in your life. Because unfortunately, things that we want to do in life usually aren't free. And if they are free, you've also got to realize that, okay, I want to be able to do this on my Tuesday. Every day. I want to be able to go to the Peak District. I can see the Peak District from my apartment window. I want to go hike the Peak District every Tuesday. That's free. But what you also need to understand is that if you want to be able to do unemployed activities like that, then you need to be making enough money to be able to afford to do nothing on your Tuesday, right? You need to have enough money to have that unemployed lifestyle if you want to be able to do shit like going to the Peak District on Tuesday. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down here. If you have a 9 to 5 and you're working Monday to Friday, but you want to be able to go to the Peak District on Tuesday, then you're going to need to be able to get out of your 9 to 5. So you're probably going to need to make some sort of online income like I'm making. So you just need to factor in, what are all of the things that I want in my life? Do I want to be able to live here? Do I want to be able to do this on my Tuesday? Do I want to, how much money do I want to spend on holidays every year? Whatever. You need to make a list of all the things that you actually want in your life, that your dream life would look like. And then you need to just try and work out, okay, well, how much would that cost me every month? How much would that cost me every month? How much would that cost me every month? You add all of that shit together, and you're going to come out with however much money you're going to need to make in order to make your dream life happen, okay? For me, that was only 5K a month. That was my original goal. I knew that I could live a pretty good life if I was making 5K a month online, so that was my goal. You might want to make more than that. You might want to make less than that. You might not want to make money online. You might not want to do things on your random Tuesday. You might, but what you need to know is, humans are aiming creatures. You need to know what your goals are. You need to have it written down right there so you can look at it every day. This is my goal. Okay? So my goal was 5K a month. And 12 months later, I hit my first 5K month. And now what we're going to do is we're going to talk about, how did I go from here to actually getting there? What did I do in these 12 months to be able to make my dream life happen in just 1 year? How did I get to 5K a month in just 1 year, okay? Because I think it was easy. If I'm being completely transparent, it wasn't difficult. I didn't do a mad thing. There was nothing that I did in that year of my life that was particularly amazing or difficult. Okay? So, the first principle that we need to understand is I read this in a book literally this week. I literally read this week and it's so fucking facts. Like I read that and I was like, that is so true. Okay? So just bear with me while I write this down. So, can you confidently say that you deserve your desired reality? Until it's a yes, the universe will keep saying no. And that's the concept that I want to teach you guys here, right? Because the concept is that unless you are the type of person where you know subconsciously and wholeheartedly that you fucking deserve to be making 5k a month, or you deserve to be making 42.7k per month, until you can wholeheartedly say that you deserve this, then the universe is never going to give it to you, ever. You have to subconsciously and wholeheartedly deserve it. Now, you know what I was saying before when I was talking about I would play video games for 12 hours and then after I was playing video games, I would kind of know in the back of my head like, I probably shouldn't have done that. Everyone experiences this on a day-to-day basis where you do something where it's like, I probably shouldn't have done that. Or, on the other hand, maybe you don't feel guilt for the things that you did do. Maybe you feel guilt for the things that you didn't do. For example, if you were supposed to wake up and go to the gym, but your alarm went off and you decided to be a fucking retard and press snooze, and then you missed your gym session and then you went to work with negative aura because you know that you were supposed to go gym this morning, but you was a little bitch and you didn't. That's the stuff that is going to destroy your chances of you getting towards your goals. Because unless someone could strap you up to a lie detector machine, put a gun down your throat and say, do you deserve to make 5k a month? And until you can say yes and pass that lie detector test, then you're never going to get there. And that's the trap that everyone gets sucked into. Because the unfortunate thing is, you know what, I'm going to wipe this off and I'm going to draw this out. Because the unfortunate thing is, when you get in a cycle of being on a low frequency, it's very hard to escape that. And that is the trap. That's why most people in life are fat, miserable, and not living their dream life. Because it's like a doom spiral, right? And I'm going to call it the loser frequency. The loser frequency, right? So you're here. You do something bad. You know, your goal's up here. You do something bad that takes you away from your goal. So now this is you. And now you know subconsciously that I am a loser. Your brain, we are so intelligent. Your subconscious brain is so smart and you can never deceive your subconscious brain. You've just done something that takes you away from your goals rather than going towards it. So now your subconscious brain knows, I am a loser. And now the next time when it comes to you making a decision, your brain is it's in a habit of going away from your goals rather than towards it. You've already built a habit now, a habit of self-destruction. But then also, your brain is not thinking from a sense of, I'm a winner. Your brain is thinking, well, your brain knows that I'm a loser. So because your brain knows that I'm a fucking loser, what's your brain going to do? Because one thing about the brain is it always proves itself right. It doesn't always think. You might think that, oh yeah, we're logical. we're not logically thinking, oh yeah, what's the best thing for me to do? Do this or do that. We always know what the logical thing is to do, but we don't always do the logical thing because our brain always proves itself right. It's that little voice that comes in, that little inner bitch voice. When you missed your gym session in the morning, your brain probably first thing it said was, yeah, it's okay if I skip a day today. Oh, I'll just go to gym after work. Oh, I didn't sleep enough last night, I need more sleep. Oh, I deserve a rest day today. Your brain probably said something that was a little bit cowardly, but also had a little bit of truth to it. But all your brain was doing there was proving itself right. Because you woke up in the morning like, I'm a loser and I want to go back to sleep. I don't want to go to the gym. Only a loser would think I don't want to wake up and go to the gym. Only a loser would think I'm going to go away from my goals today rather than going towards it. So your brain is always proving itself right because as soon as that enters your brain subconsciously, your brain is going to make up an excuse as to why that is correct, that you don't need to go to the gym today. So your brain is going to keep on making up these excuses and proving itself right to continue going in this downward spiral away from your goals. And that's the average life of most people. And it's dark. It's super fucking dark. But on the other hand, when you can get in the habit of good, your brain, and this is where you feel good. You'll all know that there's been times where you've started going to the gym and you felt proud of yourself. And when you feel proud of yourself, you're getting this dopamine spike from achieving things. And that's like a winning spiral. You're getting some momentum. It's called the snowball effect, right? Because when you do something good, lots of things happen. First of all, we're going to continue to prove ourselves right from the perspective of I am a winner. When you believe that you're a winner, you're on a higher frequency. Your frequency is elevated so that you're going to start attracting more positivity into your life. You're going to start to attract good friends, good opportunities. You're going to make a habit of doing the right thing rather than doing the wrong thing. But also, from a scientific perspective, because this is not all necessarily science here, but from a scientific perspective, you know what happens as well? When you start winning, when you start to win the morning and go to the gym, when you start to win the evening and decide to read your book rather than watching Netflix, when your brain starts winning and your brain starts identifying as a winner, your hormones literally begin to change. Your hormones change. Your testosterone production will increase. You'll start to produce more testosterone. And then because you're producing more testosterone, you enjoy doing the hard work even more, which means that you're even more likely to make the winning choice. And then because you're more likely to make the winning choice, your frequency goes up. You're building the habit even stronger. You're proving yourself right even more and your testosterone continues to rise. And you see how you get in this winning cycle where winning, it just gets more effortless. But it all starts from those small decisions and making sure that in life you're never making decisions that take you away from your goals. You're only making decisions that take you towards your goals. And this is where everyone gets stuck because they make I'm a loser decisions. Most people make I'm a loser decisions. And I'm a loser decisions can be anything. Like, it's not necessarily just gym or reading. Like, I'm a loser decisions is literally anything that you do in your life that you know you shouldn't do, or anything that you don't do in your life that you know you should do. And the thing is, watching this video, everyone has them. You probably know that, you've got a letter that you needed to open, and like you've got like a fine that you had to pay off that you've still not paid off yet, and you've kind of been putting it off. Or you've got a friend that you know you shouldn't be really hanging around, but you're still going to go and play PS4 with him later. We've all got these things in our life that we probably know we shouldn't be doing, but we do them anyway. And those are the exact things that are holding you back. Because in order to achieve your desired reality, you have to become the man that deserves that subconsciously. You have to be able to wholeheartedly say, I deserve this. So let's talk about what I did in order to get there. Now, there's a few things, and we're going to split it across a few different things here. So first of all, desired reality. Let's make like a little mind map and go through this. So First of all, we had friends. Now, your friends are either going to help you or they're going to harm you. And these are the two questions that you need to ask yourself with everything. Does this help me or does this harm me? So I had friends. So I had two best friends. So we'll say friends, I had friend this guy and I had friend this guy. And then there was like loads of other kind of irrelevant friends stemming from these people. I can confidently say that every single friend that I had in my life did not help me. They only harmed me. So all of these like little irrelevant dots up here, I just got rid of them. Got rid of all these people. Got rid. I just stopped talking to them. Simply just the only time I'd see them was if I was on Discord playing games or if I was at a party getting on the sesh. So I just stopped talking to those people. I wasn't in the Discord anymore and I wasn't at the parties anymore. So naturally, I just didn't see them. So I just didn't speak to them and they didn't speak to me. Like it was just kind of like one day I just never saw them again. And it was as simple as that. And then I had my two best friends. And these are people that I'd been friends with for many years, ever since I was in school. One of them was addicted to cocaine. One of them was addicted to not going outside and playing Rocket League all day. And I said to both of these guys, because these were both my best friends, and I was like, we're not doing this anymore. I'll be honest, boys, we're not fucking doing this. This is shit. Your life's shit, my life's shit. And if we continue this for the next 5 years, then life's just going to be shit. So we're just not going to do this anymore. And I said, this is what we're going to do instead. We're going to stop playing the games. We're going to stop going to the parties. And we're just going to lock in. We're going to get on self-improvement. We're going to be reading books. We're going to be doing healthy habits. And we're going to find a way out of this shithole of a life. Friend number one, the guy that played video games, he said, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you are right. You are right. So I said, are you going to stop playing video games? He was like, yeah. And then the next day, guess what he's doing? Playing video games. Bro, what are you doing? I thought you said you weren't going to play anymore. Oh, bro, it's just like, I'm not like you, bro. Like, I'm just going to play my games. I'm like, okay, fine. Love. Didn't speak to him for a year. Friend number two, the guy that was, banging cocaine all the time. He was like, bro, that sounds gay. What are you talking about? Reading books. Like, what are you talking about? So I was just like, okay, love. I didn't talk to that guy for a year either. So I had these two friends, my two best friends that I'd been with since school, and I decided, you know what, I can't speak to these people anymore because they are harming me. So I had to cut them out as well. So friends, I had to cut out all of the people from my life that were harming me. Next thing that we had was habits. I got introduced to something called the entertainment education ratio. And it was time. Most people spend all of their life entertaining and none of their life educating. So basically, what I had to do here is I had to switch my entertainment for education. Most people, entertainment, education. Step one is to bring it more like this. How can I stop some of my entertainment for some education? But then step two, which is where you're really going to start making progress, is how can I just make my entertainment my education? So it's more like this. This is the only one that matters now because this is education and entertainment. So, habits. I'm sure you guys know what's coming here. Games. Write off. Drinks. Write off. Music. Write off. Correct. I don't listen to music. I listen to podcasts and audiobooks and YouTube videos on YouTube Premium. Games, drinks, music, gone, gone, gone. My habits, my entertainment all got replaced for education. Reading. Courses. I've been through a shit ton of courses. There's no one watching this video that's been through more courses than me. There is no one watching this video. Reading, courses, audio books, gym, boxing. I also do a lot of walking. I love going to the Peak District. I like doing a lot of walking. So I had to get rid of all of my habits and replace them for better things. I had to remove all of the things that I enjoyed doing for things that I enjoyed doing less, that I learned to enjoy doing. Because one thing that you need to understand is that the only reason you're addicted to all of these things is because these are your main source of dopamine. Your brain wants dopamine. As soon as you get rid of these things, your brain still wants dopamine. So it's like, I guess we're going to have to settle for these things instead. And then over time, as your dopamine receptors start to heal, you start to love doing these things because you start to get the same amount of dopamine from doing these things as you would get from doing these things here. And that's how that works. So basically what we've gone through here is habits and friends, two very important parts of most people's lives, their entertainment and their friendship group. I had to get rid of it all. I had to basically become a whole new person, but that's the point. Because that's how you become the type of person that deserves your desired reality, is you have to reinvent yourself. Like a phoenix, you must destroy yourself and then rise from the ashes, okay? So what this was is sacrifice. This is what most people would say, sacrifice. You have to sacrifice in order to get to where you want to get to. You have to sacrifice. But I've got a completely different way of looking at it. The way I look at it is I sacrificed a bad life where I was unhappy, I had bad friends, I made no money, I had no girl, I was visibly unhealthy. I sacrificed a bad life for a fucking better one, where I literally lived my dream life. Is sacrificing a bad life for a better one even considered a fucking sacrifice? Now, I had to get rid of things, but was it a sacrifice to sacrifice this version of me for the version of me that I am right now? The version of me where I wake up and I'm genuinely proud of myself and I'm proud of the progress that I'm making. It's not a fucking sacrifice, really, is it? So if we're using this gay-ass word sacrifice, it's stupid. It's like when people say that they're scared to fail. You know, obviously we have sales calls for our B2C coaching company, for our alpha sets. And an objection that someone that could give us is be like, what if I fail? Like, what if it goes wrong? What if I invest this 2K and I don't get my desired reality? I'm like, pal, how is there, like, what do you mean if you fail? You're already fucking failing. Like, the version of you right now, are you where you want to be in life? No, you're working at fucking Asda, for fuck's sake. So what are you talking about? What if I fail? You're already failing. So in that situation, you have to be willing to sacrifice a bad life for a better one. You have to sacrifice that 2K to get to that better life that you want. Because what's 2K if you're working at Asda? The 2K is about as irrelevant as that empty water bottle over there. It's not relevant. So I sacrificed a bad life for a better one. Now the thing about friends, because this is a touchy subject, people have got a lot of opinions around sacrificing friends. These were my two best friends. And I had a conversation. I spoke to them. I was like, are you on this? This is the journey that I'm going on. Come with me. I want you to come. They weren't on it. So they had to go. Everyone else, all of these irrelevant little fuckers, they could go. They were irrelevant. But my two best friends, it's sad. It's a shame. But here's the thing. 1 year later, I reached back out to both of these people. Reached back out to both of them. And I invited them to come to the gym. Now, 1 year later, like I said, I made my first $5,000 month through appointment setting. I was in the best shape that I ever had been in because I was going to the gym and taking my diet seriously for the first time. I was going to the gym. I was making money. What young guy doesn't want to make $5,000 a month from sending messages on Instagram, if we're calling a spade a spade? And I was like, this is what I'm doing. I brought them to the gym. They were both very impressed. And they was like, yeah, I should have got on it a year ago. So friend number one, the guy that played video games, he's now in Alpha Setters. He's now in my sales community. I speak to him every day. He's my best friend. He came to Thailand with me. I speak to him all the time. And he's doing really well. He's making $5K a month as an appointment setter. And now he's started his own videography agency. And he's doing very well for himself. Friend number two was like, yeah, you're right. I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to stop smoking weed. I'm going to get rid of my PS4 and I'm going to get onto this appointment setting thing with you. What did he do? Only stole money from me and used it for cocaine. So I was like, well, you can't help everyone. One thing that you need to understand is that you can't expect your friends to follow you and be like-minded and be ambitious unless you're willing to lead by example. It's like someone comes to me like, oh yeah, guys, we're going to make a meal. Like, just do what I'm doing. And I was like, well, have you made a meal, bro? So why am I going to listen to you if you've not made a meal? Why? They had no right to listen to me because I had achieved nothing. But then 1 year later, I achieved something and then I showed them the way. It's like these people that make videos on social media, but they've not actually done anything. They don't have a reason why you should listen to you. Oh yeah, follow my morning routine, guys. But like, why? You have to go out there and lead by example. Be the leader that people can follow. Show your friends what's possible and then try to lead them down the path that you took. One of my friends took my help and now he's smashing it in life. My other friend decided to be a retard and we can't help everyone, and that is what it is. But you have to be willing to sacrifice a bad life for a better one. And you need to be willing to sacrifice whatever it takes in order to get there. Because I look back at the last 5 years and it's like, yeah, the sacrifices that I made were not always the most comfortable thing for me to do. But the most comfortable thing for you to do is not always the way to become the man that deserves it. This is what you have to do. The most comfortable thing to do is to stay in bed and not go to the gym ever again in your life. The most comfortable thing for me to do would be for me to go off the fucking rails and just start playing League of Legends all day, every day. That'd be the most comfortable thing for me to do. Forget dealing with sales calls and B2B clients and building software companies. That's stressful. The most comfortable thing for me to do would be to download Clash Royale and just start grinding. That'd be the most comfortable thing for me to do. But the most comfortable thing is usually not the thing that you need to do. Going back to what we said earlier, the number one lesson that I want you to take from this is that in order to attract your desired reality, you need to confidently say, yes, I deserve it. And the only way to deserve it is by always making the decisions that you know you need to do in order to get closer towards your goals rather than further away. You can never be afraid to take action, and you can never get stuck in the trap of making the comfortable decision. Go out there, plan what you want in life, and then make sure the actions that you're completing every single day are actively pushing you towards that. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes, and mistakes are just part of the game. But as long as you can say wholeheartedly that, yes, today I've tried my best, tomorrow I'll do the same thing. On a long enough time frame, it becomes unreasonable for you not to be successful because nobody tries hard. The competition is so fucking low that I've got absolute confidence that if you just follow these two things, you're going to look back the same way that I look back at my life 5 years ago, and it's like, we fucking did it, boys. So I hope that helped, boys. Any questions, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think of the new format with the whiteboard. I just think it's a pretty gangster whiteboard with the black glass, so I wanted to show it off. But yeah, any questions, let me know, boys. And as always, keep grinding.